It's GCSE results day, and so we thought it would be a good moment to tell you about the way that we use GCSE results here at Keys and at Cambridge University. So firstly, there is no minimum GCSE requirement here at Cambridge. How do we use GCSEs then? Well, GCSEs are contextualized. That's the second really important thing to say. We look at the average performance, the average GCSE performance of the school where you took your GCSEs. We know that, let's say 999877663 might be one of the very best performances in a school over here, and perhaps on the weaker side in a school over here. And it's only right and fair that we take that into account. We're trying to measure your academic potential irrespective of your background, trying to get a sense of you in your context as an individual. The whole Cambridge admissions process is all about that. And we also look at it beyond the school level, at the level of the individuals. So whether you've been on free school meals in the last 6 years, whether you've ever been in care, and we also look at it on the level of the postcode, so what the socioeconomic characteristics of your postcode area are. All of that is taken into account, not just when looking at your GCSEs, but the whole Cambridge application. Now that does mean that when we inevitably have comments that say, is 9998776, whatever it was, good enough for Cambridge, I can't answer. Partly because I don't know the full application, I haven't seen it, I don't know the full context, and also partly because Cambridge applications are judged in a competitive for entry way, and therefore you're always competing against other people who may or may not be stronger than you, and the only way to find out when that time comes around is to apply and see what happens. The third thing I want to say is to give you a picture of what successful Cambridge applicants tend to achieve or have achieved at GCSE. So a majority of successful Cambridge applicants have themselves a majority of 8s and 9s at GCSE. A significant minority have a minority of 8s and 9s, so maybe a couple of 8s, a 9, and then lots of other grades that may be mostly 7s. Then you've got a very small minority, but certainly one that exists, with no 8s or 9s at all, maybe all 7s, the odd lower grade. You will also find successful Cambridge applicants with lower grade profiles than that, but at that point we're looking at particular extenuating circumstances. So what's the bottom line? Well, remember there's no minimum GCSE requirement here at Cambridge. There is a minimum requirement at A-level, which is broadly A-star AA in the arts and humanities and A-star A in the sciences. It's much more important when thinking later down the line of whether you want to apply that you look at whether you're on track for that than getting too hung up on your GCSEs. Over the years, we've made quite a few of these GCSE videos, and always some of the top comments are, is my grade profile listed good enough for Cambridge? And always the answer, it's never going to change, is we don't know. The only way to find out is to apply, and at that point we